Hello everybody, Andy from ASAP Trading here. Today on the 3rd of June, I've got a few ideas to share with you, so let's get right into it. The first thing we want to look is the Bitcoin to USDT Binance chart, because there is the biggest majority of the volume traded at the moment. At the left side we have the daily chart, at the right side we have the 4 hours chart, and as you know by now, the Bitcoin had put an all-time high at 64,854 dollars, and after a significant correction occurred. It looks like an ABC pattern, but that's another story. And at the 4 hour chart, what's interesting, it started consolidating and it's starting forming a triangle, which might be quite bullish if we try to put a middle line. You can see that from the lower boundary it goes on a steeper angle, so that is looking like an attacking and that's looking like more than an ascending triangle, a signal to the upside. Right now we are trading at the upper boundary and trying to close above it. Why this is important, why this 4 hour triangle is very important on Bitcoin? Well, everything uh, is occurring on the negative delta on our ASAP smart money algorithm, and as you can see, the blue line was ascending in a sort of a channel. It looks pretty parallel, and right now the blue line is trying to get through this channel and is trying to penetrate it to the upside, but the volume doesn't looking like it's supporting this move. The black line is not going in the same tempo as the blue line is. So taking this in consideration, I'm expecting some kind of a breakout, but to maximum of 45k. So we'll have something very interesting. We'll have probably a breakout here with a retest and slowly grinding up, maybe to the 45k maximum, and after we just forming something of the reversing pattern right there, something like this, and we probably at that point we will mark another shoulder on a daily chart. In fact, we can mark that shoulder even at 41, 42k. But the action near the support and resistance band on a daily will be very interesting to watch, because if we get some kind of this candle with big wicks and small body near the moving averages at the daily, that's gonna signal us of a weakness, which is quite probable, because the delta on a daily is negative as well, and on the weekly signaling a positive delta. But that's a very interesting topic to watch, because last time we had such delta after an extended move to the upside was right here, was this blow off top. In fact, I'm gonna put my drawings, and I can draw some technical analysis on this indicator chart. So you can see we are going in a triangle, we're penetrating it to the upside, and as soon as we lose the support for the black line, the trend line support for the black line, we are going down. So last time we've got this kind of behavior also in the 65 zone, also around here we was in a bear market. In 2013 there was a different story also around this 65 zone. That was at the 69 to 70 zone, where we've got these lines meeting together, making a short-term positive delta, but then the price got higher, and that was an immediate move. The price got higher immediately, right after 1 week. So this time it might be a possibility that we are in a bear market on Bitcoin, and all this move with the penetration of this triangle on the 4-hourly chart is gonna lead to the creation of a right shoulder in this massive head and shoulders movie, and we'll see what happens after that. Or everything depends on the price action near the support and resistance band, so we will watch that closely. What is interesting, and that's a thing nobody is talking about, follows right now. So the second chart that I'm going to show you is a chart of the ticker FXY, and that is the largest ETF on China largest caps. So that's the biggest fund on that contains the biggest companies in the China. And you probably heard the news recently that China is tightening the belt for crypto recently. And well, the people that are long enough in cryptocurrency space will remember 2018, when on 6th of February the China started tightening the belt for cryptocurrencies as well. And feels right now, for the people that are old enough in crypto space, feels like a déjà vu. And that is a thing that nobody is really talking about. So starting on this chart, we see a massive ascending triangle, and this triangle has already 1, 2, 3, and 4 touches. I personally consider that ascending triangles that have 3 or more touches are highly manipulated, and depends on how you draw this resistance box, because you can draw it like that, so you have another touch right there. I prefer to draw it in this way. So overall, China stocks look very bullish long term. That's a chart starting from 2004, and this ascending triangle started from 2008. Looking at the exact date when the Chinese banned the crypto last time, that was the February 6th in 2018. And that is very interesting. I put a vertical line right here. So we had a rally in China macro caps. Within this channel, we had an attempt to penetrate this channel to the upside, we had a holding of the position 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row after we touched that resistance zone, and an immediate reaction followed. That was from 2017 to 2018, and this time we have literally the same thing. We have on a weekly, we have this ascending channel with a penetration to the upside, but looks weaker than that, than this one that we have here. Look how strong this looks with all these upper shaved candles on a weekly. Anyway, this is also a penetration of the channel to the upside, tagging that resistance zone with an immediate reaction. And then we have a crypto regulation tightening. Let's call it this way. Please note that both rallies are on the negative delta, so the volume is not supporting rally as it should be, but it better looks on a daily chart. So starting from the rally before, you will notice this rally right here. You will notice how the rallies in China large cap end. So I'm gonna put in a line chart. So we have this pattern here. We have a high, a higher high, the highest high, and after we have a lower high and a lower high, and we can clearly draw a line, sort of a head and shoulders in the middle, but with another 2 extra points on both sides, and we can clearly draw a line, and after we penetrate that line, we go aggressively down. That was the rally in 2015. After that, the rally in 2018 ended in the same fashion. Look at this. One high, higher high, highest high right in the middle, lower high, and the lower high right here. We draw the line, and after we penetrate that line, we go straight down. On a daily, however, we have positive delta in this period, and that is very interesting. That was the previous rally in 2018. What's now? Now we literally have the same thing. We have a high, a higher high. The highest high is in the middle. After we have lower high here, and a lower high right here. By the way, this is the projection of the price action after we penetrated this channel to the downside of the previous rally. So I just put a bar pattern from the previous rally to here to have an idea. But look how beautiful this overlay is. This high corresponds, this one corresponds as well. This one is a bit extended, but in the end, look, even delta corresponds on with the exact period with the last rally. Look at this delta, and look at this one. So the conclusion that I want to point out here is that the Chinese populations got a speculative appetite during the crypto markets, and suddenly the crypto regulations are tightened, and this pushed people last time into these stocks, into large cap Chinese stocks, and they started buying here. And although we had positive delta and that looked very strong at the moment, the higher time frame is dominant, and the weekly time frame in this rally showed us a distribution all the way up. This is the same thing that happens right now, but the distribution is more aggressive. Just double clicking here. So look, compare this distribution right here with this distribution right here. And there is a strange thing, but everybody has a bias like, oh, China is a new global superpower. And well, from industrial standpoint, that might be a right point. But from a stock market price perspective, this is a perfect moment for a dump. And this is where it all comes together. The people are pushed out of Bitcoin. They have a speculative high appetite. They jump into these stocks, and that's the worst moment to buy in on these stocks. I have a few levels for the people that are going to short this. The first one is at 47.82, but that's a very risky one, because according to the last rally's fashion, we should base our stop right on the last high within the channel right here. So this time we can place our stop at 49.52 and looking for a move to the downside to that triangle resistance, looking for a move to the downside to 36, and that gives you a free risk reward ratio 3 point something. That's one idea of a short on Chinese large cap ETFs. And I know that sounds very crazy, but it is what it is, really. And the other idea is to have a long on Bitcoin until it's reaching this 45 region. Well, that depends 45, 42, depends where the moving averages on the weekly will be. That will print another shoulder. And the best that can happen to the Bitcoin is a long consolidation, long choppy market in a range of 45, 40, 43 to 30. And long term, I believe that we will have ultimately a rally to the upside in Bitcoin, because the rallies in Bitcoin don't end in such a fashion. The rallies in Bitcoin don't tend to end like this, with divergence, with a round top. It's been never like that. We always had a parabolic rise, and I think this is the case as well, but that's gonna take some time. So long-term bullish on Bitcoin, short-term bullish on Bitcoin, but in the medium term, I think we're gonna have a big chopping range right here that will be a little bit difficult to trade, because now we have a break into the upside of this triangle pattern. We go right there after we going down to 30-ish. Well, I see it that way. Last chart that will wrap the whole idea up it will be a chart of a dollar ETF. The ticker is this one here, UUP, and is the largest dollar ETF. The reason that I don't look at the DXY, the actual dollar index, is that I prefer to choose the biggest ETF and to analyze the volume as well. So very interesting technical picture on the weekly here. We have trend line like that, and recently from 2015 till today we have a big megaphone formation. So for those of you that are not familiar with the triangle formation, the megaphone is the exact opposite. It starts with low volatility and then volatility expands. However, the middle line in the megaphone is very important because in geometric theory, let's say like that, when the price is crossing the middle line of a megaphone, the volatility increases until it touches the other boundary. Like here, crossing of the middle line, fast to the upside. Crossing the middle line here, fast to the downside, and so on. Crossing middle line here, fast upside. Crossing middle line here, supposed to be a fast downside. Eventually, the megaphones can turn into diamonds, and that is a very interesting point. So eventually something like this can happen. The price of dollar can find some support in the zone or lower, and to chop around in such a range and break to the upside. And right now it's getting even crazier because I know everybody's got a bearish view on the dollar now, and I know this sounds very crazy, but look at the delta. We have a big accumulation of this fund here, and when big accumulations on the dollar occur, a rally up to the upside follows. Here, here, here. As simple as that. And how it can be this time? Well, this time I'm expecting some kind of this behavior on the dollar. So when we put a short-term bottom, we rally to the upside, and we put a lower low, and then we form a base, and that base is getting the form of an ascending triangle. We can draw something like this. We can draw a line. We can draw something like that. So I'm expecting right now to put a lower low than 24.09 on the UUP ticker, and to form a divergence on the MACD. So that's going to be a bearish cross, and that's going to be a lower low for the price, but then a bullish crossover will follow, not lower than this one here. That will put a divergence on the dollar, and that will mark a a reversal, because right now this looks very unlikely. With low interest rates, we know that they can't keep them low for forever. And how I see it is that everybody jumps in and takes debt, thinking that they will pay that debt later on, and later on the interest rate from the central bank on that debt is raising, putting everybody in a big bust. Well, that will correspond actually with a chopping period on Bitcoin and with a downtrend on FXY. And putting all the puzzle pieces together kind of makes sense. Again, I'm focusing on the strategies that try to predict reversals, and I'm not afraid to be wrong. But if I'm right, I'm getting a brilliant setup with a good risk to reward ratio, and that's what I'm in the market. So that was everything for today. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.